Mic check one, mic check two. If you are watching this stream back on the replay, you can skip to the next chapter to the start of the show. I'm just now setting up. All right. Now, for my people that tune in all the time, let me give you a quick little update. Things been crazy, right? We've been starting late, so we're going to start doing something a little bit different. I'm going to start the live stream a little early. I want to shoot for 10:55, but we're going to work on making it earlier than just 11 so we can start closer to 11 because it's been technical difficulties that's been causing us to start the stream at 11:02, 11:03, and I don't want you guys thinking, hey, where he at? He ain't showed up. It's technical difficulties. Come to find out today, because I started working on setting up the show and getting the live stream and everything together today around 6 or 7 o'clock, like hours ahead of time. The streaming service that I use has been doing an update, and that's part of the reason I've been having issues and problems. I have my stream deck set up a certain way. They've moved stuff around, so the functions wasn't working right. We did the weekly recap live this Sunday, and the quality was horrible. Okay, horrible. I had no idea that the live stream was looking like that for you guys. I had no idea. Okay, so I did a little test run earlier, but it was only like a minute or two. So for some strange reason, the quality has been poor. So we're going to work on figuring out what's going on with that. So the quality for the live streams will be a lot better. It even was messed up yesterday when we did the live stream for the market recap live. I watched it back and did the short clip for the earnings highlights that I do, and it was terrible. I ended up having to shoot it again. I had no idea that it was delayed like that. The audio was off. It was crazy. So what we're going to do, we're going to work on doing these live streams a little bit earlier, at least starting a little bit earlier. So that way, if there's any type of issues or something needs to be worked on, we can still start the show on time. And just know, even when we do the chapters, so I say just go ahead and take advantage of the chapters to skip to the beginning of the show. YouTube takes 24 hours to process the video, or about 24 hours to process the video. So with waiting on it to process, I can't do the chapters until it finished processing. So that's why it's a delay with the chapters, but we're going to try to do it where I can get it done as quick as possible. I'm working within the constraints of what I got, guys. But tonight we should be good. I don't have that headache I was telling you guys about. I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you for all you guys that was saying, I hope you feel better and things like that, or gave me some prayers or some type of encouragement, because I'm feeling a lot better. But we're here. We're on time. Let me go ahead and cut this phone off before it starts chiming and going off in the middle of the live stream. All right, so we got that. We got our lights set up. I got my sound. I have the chart pulled up that we are going to cover for that. We got that. All right. Prompter set up. I didn't proofread the prompter, so let me do that right quick and we can go ahead and start the show. All right. It looks like we're good. It looks like we're good. All right, let me go ahead and get this to the beginning so we can go ahead and start the show, guys. We can go ahead and start the show. Cut the speaker off. Put the mouse. Yep. We're good. All right. Welcome to Market Recap Live. I'm your host, Joseph Martin, and thank God. Thank God. It is Tuesday. And tonight we are taking a look at ticker CNM. You might know them better as Core and Main. Core and Main Incorporated was founded in 2017 by Gene Clayton, Martin Dubelier, and Joseph Rice III, with the first office opening in St. Louis, Missouri. Now they're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange and have a market value over $9 billion. Yes, that's billion dollars. Core & Main is in the industrial machinery industry in the industrials sector, and they are not listed in the S&P 500 index. Some of Core & Main's competitors are Ferguson Enterprise Incorporated, ticker FERG, Mueller Water Products Incorporated, ticker MWA, and SiteOne Landscape Supply Incorporated, ticker SITE. We're going to review Core & Main's earnings, their website, and pull up the charts to perform a quick technical analysis. But before we do that, let's do our roll call and check our stream poll. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, and put an FB in the chat if you're tuning in from Facebook. While you guys are filling up the stream and the chat, here's the mission statement. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday, following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. Okay, let's get to it. Let's go to these earnings. Bam, we got it. We got it. We got it. All right, let's go. Core & Main, ticker symbol CNM, the $9.24 billion company, reported its first quarter earnings on Wednesday, June 10th. They have a 52-week high of $67.18, which took place on September 5th, and a 52-week low of $43.96 that occurred on November 18th, which is a trading range of $23.22. And they closed today at $47.77. Core & Main earnings met market expectations on the top line when they reported revenue of $1.9 billion, but they beat on the bottom line as expanding gross profit margins driven by organic municipal volume growth and specialized end market product scaling boosted core distribution. I was doing good. Boosted core distribution performance. EPS was higher than the analysts and market expectations of 54 cents when they reported an adjusted EPS of 72 cents. Core & Main reported a GAAP net income of $113 million which is higher than 105 million net income they reported this same quarter last year. This represents an increase of 7.61%. So for the first fiscal quarter of 2025, their net profit was approximately 7.07% lower than it is compared to now a year later. The earnings were released before the market opened, followed by 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time conference call. As far as guidance, management reaffirmed its full year outlook, projecting modest net sales growth and positive execution. That 52-week high compared to today's closing of $47.77 represents a decline of 28.89% over a span of approximately 9 months. So if someone invested $1,000 in September at that 52-week high of $67.18, they would be seeing a loss of $288.92. Woo, we did that. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about why we visit these company websites. We're looking at the visuals and text to find answers to these key questions. What goods and or services does the company sell? How important are those goods and services to their customers? What makes this company stand out from the competition? And how well do they take care of their employees? We look for those answers in 4 main areas: the homepage for goods and or services, about us for purpose, vision, and mission statements, careers for employee benefits and opportunities, and investor relations for SEC filings and stock quotes. And for your convenience, all companies featured in tonight's live stream are down in the description. Now let's go visit Core & Main's website. Got it. Let's go. Here we go. All right. This was smooth. All right. So here we are on Core and Main's website. Hey, I like the website already. They made it easy, didn't it? Right here, vision, mission, and values right here at the top under who we are. So we're definitely going to go there. What we do, we can just browse over that. We can see that in the list, what they do, careers and investors. So everything we need to go to is right here at the top, but we're going to browse over the home page first, and then we're going to go to who we are, vision, mission, and values. Saving lives and protecting property. We've got your back. Learn more. Count on Core and Main for reliable water, wastewater, storm drainage, fire protection products, and related services. Mergers and acquisitions. Join our team, Online Advantage. Find a branch, national reach, local expertise. They got a map right here breaking that down. What's in a name? Why are we called Core and Main? When we formed our company, we went to our best resource, our associates, to find a name for our organization. Associate Quentin Carter's submission spoke to our DNA. As he explains it, core comes from our core values, and main, not just from main water lines, but for being the main supplier. Look at the semantics on them. Look at the wordplay. Stock up with Core and Main Supply. Shop 24/7. Got it. Online Advantage. Learn more. Careers. Let me take me off the screen so you can see it. Careers, leadership, case studies, news and events, fusible pipe, vision and mission. So we're going to see if that's any different from what's at the top. So vision and mission. Okay, so let's go up here to who we are, vision, mission, and values. Bam. Let's make sure we zoomed in. They didn't zoom us out. Got it. We're good. So Core and Main is a leading specialized distributor of water, wastewater, storm drainage, and fire protection products. We read that. And related services built on the foundation of more than 100 legacy companies. Our people go behind the scenes to ensure communities can work, live, and prosper. Our work is often unseen, underground, inside structures, or behind walls. Got it. Our 5,700 associates are committed to helping their communities thrive with safe and sustainable infrastructure. Got it. Our vision. Here we go. Our vision: advance the future of water infrastructure with trusted expertise, innovative solutions, and reliable products and a service. Our mission: we deliver essential infrastructure products and solutions to communities for water, wastewater, storm drainage, and fire protection needs. We succeed by investing in our people to know their industries, products, and customers, connecting local experts within our national network to deliver anytime, anywhere. And they have their core principles here. I'm tired of reading, to be honest with you. So they have a video here you can check out. And here's a graph over here. I am ready to move on to the careers. I think it was something else I wanted to see. Let's go back to the main page down here at the bottom. Right here where it says vision and mission, I wanted to see. No, I took you to the same place. That's what I wanted to make sure of. So let's go to careers. And of course, they open that up in a different window. So I'm bringing that over. Give me 1 second so I can set this up, guys. One, bam, bam. Make sure we zoomed in, and then we can go over this. There we go, 150. Career opportunities, explore all jobs. So what we're looking for the benefits. Careers, home, learning, life. They talk about the culture. I don't see anything at the top that we can click on and get about the benefits. So hopefully it's on this page when we just browse over. Career opportunities. Our vision is to foster a world where communities thrive because our people and products support safe and reliable infrastructure for generations to come. Locations, view current openings in your state. Oh, you mouse over it. I love when these companies have maps on their website. So here are the different departments. Driver, warehouse, welder, fabricator, corporate sales, estimator, and operations. Look like some testimonies from the employees. Yeah. Join our talent community. Guys, I don't see the benefits. I see culture. Let's take a shot in the dark with culture. Let's just go there. Maybe we might look up and find something under culture. Browse our core jobs. Yep, we found it. Here go the benefits. We looked up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions or want to say something, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Our benefits: the basics, health and wellness, financial well-being for your family, professional networks, learn and grow. Remember, links to these websites are down in the description for your convenience if you want to dive into this a little bit deeper, but it doesn't look like you can click on these benefits. So we got it. Now we can go to investor relations to see about the stock information they have available on the website. I forgot this was a different window. So right here at the top, investors on the main website. Here we go. All right. Are we zoomed in? We are now. So here we go, investor relations. We're going to browse over this page. They talk about the vision again, the mission again, have a little graph here. Why Core and Main, here's a video, links in the description for you to browse this website and watch those videos. All right. So right here at the top, there's where we want to go. They have some stock information here, and it looks like this is a hyperlink as well, but we're going to go up here at the top. Here are the other tools they have for investors on their website. Let's go to stock quote. Bam, there we go, right here at the top, stock quote. And here's the chart they have available on the website, historical stock quote. All right, now let's go ahead and go over here and talk about what I found in my research about the company. So Core Main does not have customers and partners that are listed in the S&P 500 index. I forgot how short this research was, but that was it. That was it, because usually the companies that we cover, they have customers inside the S&P 500 index, but this company doesn't. So let's just move on and talk about the mobile limitations. Before we look at the charts, remember, professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited. Traders can lose critical details and advanced platform features using apps on phones, all right? Instead of software on computers or websites. So keep in mind, trading from a smartphone is usually the least effective way for managing assets. To access the most details, it's best to use a full trading platform and watch these streams on a computer or TV. Only use a phone as a last resort. Now let's look at Core and Main on the charts. Woo, when this stuff works right, it's so much easier. All right. So we are looking at a 1-year daily chart for CNM Core and Main, 52-week high of $67.18, 52-week low of $43.96. All right. We've never covered this company on the stream before. Let me check something. This looks a little off. Equities, nope. Time axis. Yeah, this was off. This is supposed to be 30, or I like to have it on 30. So apply. Just gonna move the candles over a little bit. So now we're gonna look at a 10-year weekly chart, and it looks like it only goes back to 2021. So we're gonna look at these candles to start doing our technicals, okay? So I'm seeing a zone here, guys. I'm seeing a zone. So let me go ahead and start the zone. So the tool I'm going to use is the rectangle tool. So we're going to go here. I'm going to extend it over to the right. So we go to edit properties. We're going to take this over to December 1st, 2026. There we go. So that's extended over to the right, and I want to extend it over to the left to 2023 so we can get that over there. So we right click, edit properties, take this over to 2023, December 1st. I think that'll be enough. Click OK. There we go. So we can see how the price responded to this price level, but you cannot see the top and bottom of the zone. So those are the price levels, $44.53. and $45.51. That's going to be the top of that zone. So we're going to go to the price level tool and snap it to that green candle right here. And I believe the top of that zone, I can't remember what candle I used. I think it was this one. We'll just move it if I can't remember which one it was. So it says 45.51, edit properties, rectangle, 45.51. Yeah, that's it. So that is it, guys. That's what I'm seeing as a support zone. Let's remove this on the weekly chart. And I was about to say 10-year, but it's only going back to 2021. Okay. So I'm going to bring this down. Here's the price action for this week. This is the week candle right here, this red one. And now I'm looking for resistance. Where am I seeing resistance at? I'm seeing this like a zone 2, guys. but we'll be drawing all day. So I'm gonna use lines. I'm not gonna do a zone because I want to move a little bit faster tonight. So I'm gonna use that candle right there. And then when I'm looking at the peak of these candles, I'm gonna use the top of that red candle. And those are the price levels I'm seeing on the weekly chart as resistance. And the simple moving average lines, just to give you an idea of what those are, this is the 200-week simple moving average, the dashed white line, and the dashed green line is the 9-week simple moving average. So we're going to go over to the 1-year daily chart. So here we are looking at the technicals over here. Guys, there was a huge gap down over here. So let me take me off the screen so you can see it. Monitor. There we go. All right. So here was the huge gap. We're going to use when the tool pop up. Oh, come on now. Why is this moving so slow? There we go. All right. The rectangle tool. Bam. Here's the gap. So the low of this candle up here, this red candle up here, and the high of this candle here. We're going to adjust it. I just want to show you what's going on. So we're going to move this over to 2026, December 1st, and we're going to make this yellow so we can see what's going on. All right. Now, I know that's bright. We about to fix it. Give me a second. So here was the gap. Some of that gap has been filled. Okay. We need to get the bottom of this bright yellow zone to the top of this candle right here. So that candle had a high of $59.66. $59.66. $59.66. There we go. Bam. So we just fixed it. So what we did, we used the top of this candle right here to show how much of that gap has been filled. So this is normal trading hours that has not been filled yet on the daily chart. And since this candle right here is today's candle, this little doji right here, let me put me back on the screen. We don't really need to put other levels of resistance because we got a few before you get up here to this zone up here. The first one I'm seeing is the 9-day simple moving average because now we're looking at a daily chart. Then I'm seeing resistance at the 200-day simple moving average. You can see that information right up here, 200. And then from the weekly chart, we saw $53.80 as resistance. And then we can even put another level like up in here because it seems like it was congested in this area, but around that area was responding to the 200-day simple moving average, around $56. So the levels that we have here are based on our weekly. But if you wanted to put another line here, let me see this mouse right here. It would be based off this one right here. And then we can see how right here was resistance. These few candles here couldn't get above it on the daily chart. These candles responded to it and used it as support. So that's why I'm seeing that. And then even these candles right here, this green one is acting up. Don't do this. All right. The green and red one right here is seeing that level of $57.12 as resistance as well. All right. So we got our technicals done. Let's go ahead and get our stock quote for CNM. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, go to settings, open up, take this off the screen, open up the floating data box, and then my mouse over today's candle, and let's get the stock quote for Core and Main. So CNM, Core and Main opened today at $47.80. They had a high of $48.56. They had a low of $47.48, and they closed today at $47.77, which was a trading range of $1.09. Now, when we look at the trading volume, they traded 3.7 million shares of this stock today. So let's look at the average volume for Core and Main in a daily trading session so we can even see if this is a big deal or not. All right, take me off the screen. So the average trading volume for Core and Main is 2.4 million shares in a daily session. So today's volume is above average. And then on Monday, today is Tuesday, Mondays, volume was higher than today. So we're seeing a decrease in volume, but both of them are above average. Okay, put me back on the screen. Now we're going to talk about the volume rank percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, 30 of those days had higher volume than today. Volume rank percentile is 88.1%, which means today's candle was higher than 88.1% of the most recent 252 trading days volume. Bam, we got it. All right. So we are done with our technicals on core and main. So let's move on. Let's move on. So here we go. Community support. Back to the community. I would appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe, and if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description as well as the ticker on the screen. All right. Now, let's look at what the S&P 500 index did today by using the SPY ETF. This ETF gives investors an opportunity to participate in the broader U.S. market by allowing them to own a percentage of each company in the S&P 500 index. I don't know why that ticker was moving so fast. All right, so let's go to the charts so we can look at the S&P 500 index. Let's go ahead and update this ticker. Bam, got the SPY. All right, now we go up here, SPY, put that in the symbol box. And here we go. Ooh, that looks like a little bearish pattern to me, guys. Looks like a little bearish pattern to me. We gonna see. We definitely gonna see tomorrow. We need to look at the volume. We need to look at the volume and look at a few things. But as far as the technicals, the first thing that jumps out at me is that today wiped out all the profits of the longs from the day before. That's what I'm looking at. So because this red candle closed below the low of this green candle, everybody that took a long position or bought the shares, bought this ETF yesterday are losing. That's why I was saying it seems bearish to me, because it wiped out all of the profits from yesterday's volume, yesterday's candle. And it started to fill this gap. So we need to adjust this gap, because yesterday when we looked at it, we put this gap here and part of this candle has started to fill that. So we need to adjust this gap down to the low of this candle. So the low of today's candle is $749.88. $749.88. So we go here, $749.88. We're doing the top, $749.88. Got it. $749.88. Bam. There we go. So we showed that part of that gap has been filled, and it's trading right in between the 52-week high of $760.40. It's sitting right above that gap, so it hasn't filled it yet. And then we had a price level of support of $746.90. But because of this gap, I really wouldn't see that price level as a strong support. I would more so look at like the high. So I'm gonna move this. So we're gonna remove that drawing. We're gonna put a new drawing here. We'll see the high of this candle as support versus where we had it. Okay, so that's $744.44. The price is trading above the 9-day simple moving average and definitely above the 200-day simple moving average. I would have to zoom out for you to see it. So I'm gonna scroll down this line right here, 200-day simple moving average. So pull that back up. So we already have our price levels here, guys, because we look at this ETF every day. So let's go ahead and move on and get the quote, the ETF quote for the SPY. So we cut on the floating data box and go ahead and give you this information. So the SPY opened today at $754.55. They had a high of $755.44. They had a low of $749.88. And they closed today at $750.33, which is a trading range of $5.56. Now, Trading volume. They traded 67 million shares of this ETF today. We're going to take off or turn off the floating data box, take me off the screen, and we're going to look at the volume. Let's see what's happening with the volume. The average trading volume for the SPY is 74 million shares in a daily trading session. So today was below average, but it is an increase in volume from yesterday. So yesterday, on Monday, this green candle was 60 million, but on today, this red candle got 67 million shares traded on that down day. Okay. Now, this is something that I'm noticing now. Put me back on the screen. It's trading slightly above. It's not by much, but we can see that it's trading right now after hours. It's like $2 higher than what it closed at. Okay. So I'm seeing that it's being traded right now. Okay, so we got that. We did our volume. We didn't do this part. So the volume rank percentile out of the most recent 252 trading days, only today's volume, hold up. I mean, because we're doing days below. That's why I'm like, why he confused? Because we're doing days below. We're not doing days above. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, 108 of those days had a lower volume than today. So that's why we like to look at the percentage as well, because it helps make it a little bit more easier to understand. So the volume rank percentile was 42.9%, which means today's volume was only higher than 42.9% of the most recent 252 trading days volume. Okay. So it was on the low side. The volume was on the low side, which is what we already looked at, even though it's, below average. We're looking at the volume rank percentile. All right. So we went through that. Now we can move on. We moving smooth tonight. Let's go ahead and go. Let's go on to the next thing. Now let's look at the S&P 500 biggest gainer and loser of the day. But first, we're going to look at the loser so we can end the night on a high note. All right. I want to make sure I don't spoil it. So let me go ahead and set the chart up first. Yeah, it's not set up. Here we go. We got it set up now. Bring you over. All right, put you back on the screen. Put the charts back on the screen. Here we go. Bam. Now we can take the SPY off. Let's put this up. Let's put up the like. So we're going to go over to the Market Watch tab, and then we're going to go to the quotes sub tab. It's already selected, and here we go. The biggest loser of the day is ticker CBOE, Cboe Global Markets Incorporated. All right. So they lost 9.45% today. The previous close was $292.91, and they closed today at $265.24. All right, so let's pull up our calculator and do a hypothetical. Let's say somebody invested $4,200 and they lost that 9.45%. So we multiply that 9.45 negated, turn it into a decimal, equal. They would have lost $396.90. Add the investment principal back to it, $4,200. So they would have been left with $3,803.10. Bam. We already have it selected. Let's go over here to the Analyze tab. And we can see that ticker CBOE is in the financials sector. So we want to go over and start looking at the sector's performance right now. So we're going to go up here to the Market Watch tab, and then we're going to go to the Visualize sub tab. We're looking at the S&P 500 watch list on a heat map right now. That's what we're looking at. So they were in the financial sector. So let's go ahead and do that. So right here, financials, let's go in there. And we are looking for CBOE. Okay. I'm eyeballing it, guys. It might be small. We're looking for red. So we need it right over here. Got it. All right. So let's pull up the highlight so we can focus. So that is the capital markets industry. Okay. Capital markets industry. And it is the financial exchanges and data sub industry. So it looks like it was a mix up in here. You see 5 reds and 4 greens in that sub industry. So we just looked at the sector performance, the industry performance, and the sub industry performance. So that was the financial sector, capital markets industry, and then the financial exchanges and data sub industry. Got it. So let's go back over to analyze. And now we're going to talk about the company before we visit the website. So let me take me off the screen. Cboe Global Markets Incorporated. Here's their website. Links to their website is also down in the description for your convenience. Let's read a little bit about the company and go to the website. Cboe Global Markets Incorporated, through its subsidiaries, operates as a derivatives and securities exchange network that delivers cutting-edge trading, clearing, and investment solutions in the United States and internationally. Got it. Okay, now let's go to their website. Here we go. Bam, educational purposes only. Absolutely. Put me on the screen. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to browse over this. We believe we're going to go to About Us. So that's going to help us with the vision, mission, and purpose and all of that. So we're going to scroll. What's a scroll? We're going to scroll over the homepage. And we're going to read a little bit about it and see the other places we need to go. So life is better with options, global markets, derivatives, data, and analytics. Check out our latest commercial, SPX index options, VIX, VIX futures, industry volume. The home of the VIX index and the SPX. Okay, so here's the VIX, that's the SPX. So this is the actual S&P 500 index right here, SPX. So this company is responsible for both of these indexes, Cboe. And then we look at the State Street ETF for the S&P 500 index, which is the SPY. That's what we look at earlier in the show. That's what we looks at. All right, market snapshot, U.S. equities, U.S. options, U.S. futures, European equities, blah, blah, blah. All right. Remember, links to this website are down in the description for your convenience. You want to browse over this. Harness the knowledge, will the power. At Cboe, we're dedicated to helping you navigate any market condition and efficiently manage risk. Our world-class innovators, educators, and market specialists provide comprehensive resources and insightful guidance on how to use our tools, analyze markets, and take your investment outcomes to new heights. Got it. So we're down here at the bottom. Take me off the screen so you can read this. So we're going to go to About Us, Careers, and Investor Relations. So let's go ahead and go to About Us. Make sure that we're zoomed in. We are good. Put me back on the screen. Bam. Excuse me. About Us, where trusted markets are built for the benefit of people everywhere. Get to know Cboe. Offerings, our leaders, and more. Get to know Cboe. Cboe is the world's go-to derivatives and exchange network, delivering cutting-edge trading, clearing, and investment solutions to people around the world. We offer access to options, futures, cash, equities, and FX across markets in North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. Got it. Here's a video. I think that was the commercial that we're talking about. Our offerings, our products, our markets, our technology, our leaders. Got it. A lot of happy people, huh? Get to know us better. Careers for investors and for learners. I want to check out the educational stuff they have available on this website. So that's something I'm going to look at on my free time. So let me take me off the screen, show you what we're clicking on now. We are going to careers. And it did not take me off the screen before I clicked that, but it's right up under where I was. I'm gonna go back so we can do this right here. Careers, bam. That's where I clicked. Put me back on the screen. So what we're looking for, guys, we are looking for the benefits. We're looking for the benefits. And sometimes they have it buried, like what we looked at before. I think we looked under culture, something like that last time, and we ended up finding it. Exchange ordinary for extraordinary. Get tailored job recommendations based on your interests. Be the first to apply. Here are some things they've been recognized for. Browse by job categories: technology, finance, product, other, data analysis, human resources, legal, and risk. Culture: we grow and become stronger together when we bring new perspectives and a greater variety of experiences to our workplace. Got it. Students: our ESG commitment. Here's another video: guiding principles. Active transparency, competitive spirit, good citizenship, creative collaboration, superior service. What our employees are saying, got it. All right, I didn't see anything about benefits, so let's go up here to the top. There's a drop down, total rewards. Let's click that. Total rewards, your total well-being. When you join our world-class team of associates, we support you with a holistic benefits program. We found it. We found it. Benefits program designed to care for your total well-being. We recognize that our associates are so much more than their resumes. They are volunteers, caretakers, creators, artists, and lifelong learners. Got it. So they talk about the compensation, health and wellness, financial well-being, personal balance, community engagement, world-class offices around the globe. So remember, links are down in the description. You want to dig into this a little bit deeper. Now, we need to go back. We are looking for investor relations. Here we go. Take me off the screen so you can see it. Bam, investor relations. Now, let's see if we're zoomed in. We're good. Put me back on the screen. About to get ready to go to them charts. All right, browse over this page. We want to go right here at the top when we're done. Investor relations, our purpose, building trusted markets, latest news, latest events, latest presentation, quarterly results, Cboe. All right, remember, links are down in the description for your convenience. I don't know how many times I said it, but I just want you to know. All right, looks like they pay a dividend. Here's the stock quote and stock chart. That's where we want to go. And here are other tools that they have available on the website. There we go. Stock quote, pull it up, pull it up. There's the stock quote. Scroll down, stock chart, and some other tools and investment calculator. All right, and so let's go to the research. Now, this one will be a little bit more interesting than the core and main, because core and main, I really didn't have much that came out of the research that I got, besides the fact that they didn't have customers and partners in the S&P 500 index. But anyway, Cboe Global Markets Incorporated, ticker Cboe. When it comes to their goods and services, they manage financial derivatives, exchange infrastructures across the options, futures, and cash equities markets, offering solutions such as complete options exchange platforms, including proprietary index trading and multi-asset clearing frameworks for institutional broker-dealers. Next, scalable volatility derivative products, including the Cboe Volatility Index, cash-settled mini futures, and cryptocurrency contracts for retail brokerage systems. Last but not least, an optimized market data services tailored for low latency pricing discovery, cloud-based analytics delivery, and historical reference archiving. Looking at their S&P 500 customers and partners, notable names include S&P Global Incorporated, ticker SPGI, Goldman Sachs Group Incorporated, ticker GS, and Morgan Stanley, ticker MS. Whew. All right, now let's go to the charts. Man, that was a mouthful. Boy, my mouth almost got dry. Here we go. Charts. Matter of fact, it is dry. We on the charts. I got you. We going. Now, we've looked at them before, so the technicals are going to be a little bit easy to do because we already have some things here, okay? So first, let's take me off the screen so we can look at the 52-week low and the 52-week high. So we're looking at a one-year daily chart. 52-week low is $223.54. 52-week high, $371.18. Okay, so for a while, it's just been on a steady uptrend, had this spike, and this was a gap up between these two that was closed recently. So that daily candle was June 1st. So that's when that gap got filled. We had this area here as support because I believe historically the prices have never been this low. I'm right. So the 10-year low is $61.58. 10-year high is that 52-week high that they recently hit this year. Well, of course it's going to be this year, but the 10-year high is also the 52-week high of this year. That makes more sense. All right. Now, when it came all the way down here, it's coming back down to historical price levels. So it's dragging. So I'm gonna zoom in, and now we're looking for areas of support based off historical data. So what I'm seeing, oh, I'm hating the fact this thing is dragging. Let me put me back on the screen so y'all can at least look at me while this mouse acting crazy. Here we go. Here's the rectangle tool, okay? So what I'm looking at is this zone. We can actually, It's okay. Guys, it's on an uptrend, okay? So it's going to be hard to find like a lot of price levels at a specific like straight line because it keeps dropping. So I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at. We're gonna go back here, cut this back on, and we're gonna do a price level. We're not gonna do the rectangle tool. And I'm waiting on the system to catch up. There we go, price level. So what I'm looking at, we're going to use the high on this candle right here. Now, why did I use that candle? I used that candle because that candle gave all these other candles an opportunity to cross that level. So they all responded to that price level of $257.41. So that's what I'm looking to be support for this candle right here using the 10-year weekly chart, okay? So I'm going to take that all off the screen. And then the bottom of this right here. So let me put another price level there. So this price level, this candle right here. So what's happening here is holding as support over here on these candles, and over here was holding as resistance. Got it? Got it. All right. Now, with those price levels, we can go back and focus on the 1 year daily chart. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, since we've looked at this chart before, we have some technicals here already. So this would be my resistance that I'm looking at. Also, the 200-day simple moving average, which is the dashed white line, and the dashed green line is the 9-day simple moving average. So that's going to be near that price level of resistance of $293.68. So as far as support, I'm looking for it to find support on $257.41 price level. And if it makes it below that, we see something over here that we can use. But we use this level here is $231.38 on the 10-year weekly chart. So let me zoom out right quick and look at this area right here. Yeah, these few candles right here was what I was looking at, but it's not enough. It's not enough price action there. If I was going to put another line there, it would be this one. It would be this one right here. Because those two candles responded to it. This wick came through it, but it wasn't able to close below it. And then it was holding that support over here. That's why I would pick that price level of $261.18. All right, so let's zoom in and go ahead and get this quote so we can move on, guys. So we can move on. That was all off key. But anyway, cut on the floating data box and let's get this quote. Let's get this quote. So the Cboe Global Markets Incorporated opened today at $292.92. They had a high of $295.32. They had a low of $264.51, and they closed today at $265.24, which was a trading range of $30.81. And when it came to the trading volume, they traded 2.7 million shares of this stock today. Now we need to find out what the average trading volume is for Cboe. Take me off the screen after removing the floating data box. And when we go over here, the average trading volume is right under 1 million shares in a daily trading session. They actually trade 900,000 on average. So today's volume is 3 times what they usually get. And that was a big red candle on that, guys. So a lot of people was agreeing, hey, this price should be lower because the volume came in to back that up. Okay. Now, they did do almost 2 times what they normally do on Monday on this green candle, that small green candle. So no, yeah, that one did 1.5 million shares on Monday. Okay. So let's put me back on the screen and let's talk about the volume rank percentile. Now, when it comes to the volume rank percentile, out of the most recent 252 trading days, only 2 of those days had higher volume than today. And I'm not surprised. Now, we normally look for higher volume to come in around earnings. So this isn't even earnings, and they did numbers like that. Okay, volume rank percentile was 99.2%, which means today's candle was higher than almost all of the most recent 252 trading days volumes at coming in at 99.2%. That's how many of them it was higher than, which we can also see with the days above. All right, so we got that. Now we can go ahead and move on. Let's go back to the watch list, and we're going to talk about the gainer, the biggest gainer. So go to Market Watch tab, go to the quotes sub tab. Let's change this column. There we go. So we got a company we haven't never covered before on a live stream, which is interesting. So here we go. The gainer for today is ticker TTWO, Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated. All right. They had a gain of 6.35%. Their previous close was $216.23, and they closed today at $229.97. Let's do a hypothetical. Pull up the calculator. Let's say if somebody invested $2,300, yeah, $2,300, and they got that 6.35% gain. Hit the percentage to turn it to a decimal. They would have gained $146.05. Add the $2,300 back to it, the principal, and the total investment would have grown to $2,446.05. Bam, we did that. Now we can go ahead and move on to. Let's move on to the Analyze tab. Now, when we go over to the Analyze tab, we can see the ticker TTWO is in the communication services sector. So let's go over to the heat map to see how the sectors and industries perform that this company is inside of. So we're going to go over to the Market Watch tab, go to the Visualize sub tab, go back to zoom out of the S&P 500 index. And now we are looking for the communication services sector, which is right here. Bam. And now we're trying to find the industry that is in right there. TTWO is in the movies and entertainment industry. No, that's not the movies and entertainment industry. It's in the entertainment industry, in the communication services sector, and it's in the interactive home entertainment sub industry. Okay. Bam, we found it. We got it. Let's go back to Analyze. Now let's talk about the company and the website. Take me off the screen. So Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated. Here's their website. Links to the website are also down in the description for your convenience. Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated develops, publishes, and markets interactive entertainment solutions for consumers worldwide. Got it. The company develops and publishes action-adventure products under the Grand Theft Auto, L.A. Noire, Max Payne, Midnight Club, and Red Dead Redemption names, as well as other franchises. Got it. Let's go to their website and put me back on the screen and all that other good stuff. Bam, there's the website. Let's change the disclaimer. Put me back on the screen. We have the right ticker there. Absolutely. All right, we're moving good, guys. All right, so right here at the top, we're definitely going to go to investors. We're going to go to careers. And I don't see anything up here about the about us, maybe under board and management. So we're just going to browse through the website and then we're going to see what they have down at the bottom. Okay. So 2K26, WWE, Borderlands 4. Okay, those are some video games that they have. So here's some news. Great place to work, certified. Some things they've been recognized for. Parents, you can control how your kids play games. You can't see that. Now you can. Parents, you can control how your kids play games. Learn more. All right, now down here at the bottom, yeah, guys, I don't see anything down here that says about us. So what we're going to attempt to do is just go ahead and click on board and management and see if they have the vision, purpose, mission, and all of that other good stuff right up in there. Corporate highlights and governance, press releases, financial information. Looks like they don't even have anything on here like about the company, like the purpose, vision, and mission statement. They're like, just play the video game. You don't need to know nothing. Just play the video games. Policies and conduct, careers. All right, yeah. I'm ready to move on. Let's just go to careers. All right. Why work You know what? We might be able to find, I forgot, sometimes they have it under careers. All right. So we might find it over here. So what we're going to look for is the vision, mission, purpose, statement, all of that, and the benefits under careers. We might look up over here. Behind great games are great people. Explore opportunities. Your journey starts here. Who we are. Here we go. Headquartered in New York City, Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated is a leading developer, publisher, and marketer of interactive entertainment for consumers around the globe. We develop and publish products principally through Rockstar Games, 2K, Zynga, and Ghost Story Games. See our values. Okay, why work with us? We're driven by the simple goal of creating hit entertainment experiences that captivate players, ignite imagination, and bring people joy. Explore our benefits. All right, so first what we're going to do, we're going to go to see our values. Our values define our culture: kindness, teamwork, excellence, creativity, innovation, efficiency. Our pillars guide our approach to business. Remember, links to these websites are down in the description for your convenience. All right. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go back, and now we're going to go to benefits. Bam. What we offer you: why work with us? Healthcare, retirement savings plan, financial security, perks and everyday savings, employee stock purchase plan, ESPP, time off and leaves. Your well-being matters. Mental well-being, physical well-being, family well-being. Got it. Global community and engagement. Okay, so we see that. And like I said, links down in the description. You can read into this a little bit on your own. Now let's go ahead and go to investors, and then we can get ready to go to the charts, guys. So here they trade on they don't even say it, but they have the stock quote here, $229.97. The percentage change that we talked about. Browse over the home page. And then I see the stock information at the top. So we're going to look at that in a second. So some reports about Take-Two Interactive. Got it. Stock information. This is where we're going to go. General information in IRS form. Let's go to general information. That's interesting. So here's the stock information. Looks like the stock chart is supposed to be here. So let's assume that this is also the outsourced chart that we usually talk about, where it takes a while for it to load up because of the data from whoever they had do the information for them to link that data over. So I talked to you so we could get it to load, and there it is. So that's the chart that they have available. And here are some other tools that they have available for the investors on their website. Now let's talk about what I found in my research about the company, and then we can go ahead and go to the charts. So Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated, ticker TTWO. When it comes to their goods and services, they manage proprietary interactive media content production across the console, personal computer, and mobile markets, offering solutions such as complete premium action game franchises, including Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption for global gaming communities. Next, scalable athletic simulation products, including NBA 2K series, PGA Tour, WWE 2K for competitive sports consumers. Last but not least, and optimized mobile entertainment systems tailored for casual puzzle engagement, free-to-play social interaction, and recurring spending pools. Looking at their S&P 500 customers and partners, notable names include Apple Incorporated, ticker AAPL, Microsoft Corporation, ticker MSFT, and Electronic Arts Incorporated, ticker EA. Got it. Now let's go to the charts. Here we go. Do we have a ticker pulled up? Absolutely. So here we are on the charts. Now, we've never looked at this company before, so we starting these technicals over from scratch. We're looking at a 1 year daily chart, 52-week high of $264.79, 52-week low of $187.63. And got it, guys, they had a big green candle today. Looks big to me. All right, so that's what we see in there. Let's zoom out and go to our 10-year weekly chart and see if we can find some historical price levels to start with our technical analysis. And right off the back, I'm seeing a 10-year low. Take me off the screen. Hopefully I didn't block anything on the 1 year daily chart. Did I? No, you could see it while I was on the screen. All right. So here's the 10-year low of $35, 10-year high, $264.79. Okay, $264. So that's recently. So the 52-week low is also the 10-year. I mean, the 52-week high is also the 10-year high of $264.79. Now, this historical price level right here, I'm going to zoom in on it and I'm going to use a price level. The price level that I'm seeing is going to be right here on top of this red candle's body, because when I put it there, it catches this candle's wick, it catches the bottom of the green candle's body here, this candle's wick, so it crosses more candles using that placement. Okay, that's why I picked that one. Now, same thing here. You see how many weeks? So it's like 5 candles on these weekly candles. And we don't even have to put another one. I was going to put one up here, but that's only 1 candle. Right here, you have about 4 because this candle opened just below it. So I'm looking at areas where you have multiple candles responding to the same price level. So if you can see this, you see candles here responding to the price level, here held as resistance, here it held as resistance, here it got above it, but it didn't last long. So that $185.50 is significant from what I'm seeing. Price levels. All right, now let me zoom out. Go here, change that, put me back on the screen. Since the price level is here, since it's up here, these two will suffice as far as support on the charts for right now. We're going to zoom in this area and look for areas of resistance. So right here, bam, I'm seeing this candle right here, that candle. So when I put it there, you can see these candles held at that price level as resistance, and here it held as resistance, that $243.19. Here it responded to it as well. Here it held as support for a while until it closed below it, then jumped back above it, and then didn't hold and fell out. So that's what we're looking there with that price level. So that price level looks significant to me. And then up here, we would put one here. So let me go ahead and do that. Take that off, go here. Come on, cursor. There we go. All right, price level. I'm not putting it at the actual the 10-year high or the 52-week high. I'm putting it right there at $262.22. All right. So we are going to go over to the 1-year daily chart, and now we can see what we have based off of using the larger time frame of the weeks. So yeah, guys, I think we're good. We can look at this price level right here because it looked like it was like a double top for it right there. And then I'm seeing it respond over here as well if we wanted to be like really technical, but using the larger time frames, I'm good with that. It pulled back. It looked like it had some resistance there, and then it sold off. I'm gonna go ahead and put that level there because it responded to that price level here. Let me use this tool. It responded to that price level here, here, and here, even here, but I just didn't make that wide enough to be able to see it. So it fell short up in here, coming up to that level of $248.55. And also remember, that's close to $250. So that's a psychological level as well. It seems like people are not willing to push that price above that 250 because it sold off when it wasn't able to do it. And then here's the 52-week low of $187.63. And this price level of 186 is a historical price level that we got off the weekly chart. So if we go back, we found that back here. Yep, we use this candle right here. You can't see it because I'm blocking it. I'm gonna take me off the screen so you can see it. This candle right here. We use the low of this green candle, and that green candle for the week formed in the week of December 2nd, 2024. All right. So let's go back to the 1-year daily charts. What is that? No, we don't need that. Okay. So come on. Guys, it's acting up. I'm trying to get the two. There it is. Okay, now put me back on the screen. Woo! All right, we about to get ready to wrap this up. Tell you where I'm seeing resistance at. 200-day simple moving average, the white line. We can see that it stopped there today. So it needs to get above that line. It is trading above the 9-day simple moving average, which is the hyphen or the dashed green line. Okay. So those are the technicals. Let's go ahead and get the stock quote. And then we can wrap the show up, guys. So let's zoom in. Bam. No chat questions. Good. Go over here to settings. Floating data box. Cut that on. Apply. Okay. Mouse over today's candle. So Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated opened today at $217. They had a high of $230.50. They had a low of $214.03, and they closed today at $229.97, which was a trading range of $16.47. Now, when we look at the trading volume, they traded 3.4 million shares of this stock today. Now, when I take the floating data box off, we're going to look at the volume labels to find out what the average trading volume is in a daily session for this stock. So on average, they trade 1.9 million shares in a daily trading session. So this is almost, it's a little shy. It's shy about 2 times what they normally get to compare to this. 2 times what they normally get, 3.4 million. I know it's not quite 4 million, but 3.4 million is definitely above average with this 1.9. Okay. Now, Monday was below average. So that's going to be this candle right here. This green candle traded below average. That was the 1.6 million. So more volume came in on this big green candle that came up to test the 200-day simple moving average. Okay. And that's going to be this volume right here, the 3.4 million, which is above average that we're looking at here. Bam, we got it. Now, put me back on the screen and let's go ahead and talk about the rest of this volume rank percentile, and we can wrap it up. So volume rank percentile, out of the most recent 252 trading days, only 19 days had higher volume than today. Volume rank percentile is 92.5%, meaning that today's volume was higher than 92.5% of the most recent 252 trading days volume. Bam! We got it, guys. We done. So we can go ahead and move on. Let's go here. All right. Now, you already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. This Sunday, June 21st at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're reviewing this week's performance of the 11 sectors in the S&P 500 index, companies that stood out, notable market news, and performing a live Q&A so we can focus on building our community. And make sure you keep tuning in weekdays following the market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Couple of things I want to tell you off the top of my head. The first FMOC meeting is tomorrow with the new chair, Walsh. That's his last name. I wish I knew his first name, but he replaced Jerome Powell, and he's speaking tomorrow, so that could have an effect on the market. Also, this week on Friday, the market will be closed in observance of Juneteenth. All right. I didn't have that in the script. Just wanted to make sure I said it off the top of my head. All right. So here we go. Take care and God bless.